Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Danielle, aka Stitcherista here on YouTube, and today is Thursday, July 7th. So I have my hair appointment tonight at 6:30. I'm nervous, I will admit, just because starting over with someone new, and hopefully they can execute, what I want done with my hair, or as close to it as possible, right? But also just, it's a little farther away than the other places I went, and I can follow directions, but the parking situation is a little concerning because there's only so many spots, and if they're filled, you have to park at the end of the street. And like I said, I've never been there. So once I get there and get acclimated, every other appointment will be fine. So that should be no problem. But yeah, it's just a little nerve-wracking, right? Okay, so this video has to be quick like a bunny because we're on a half-hour lunch break and I have to be able to eat something. So I didn't do any stitching last night, but I did do the junk journal entry for my sweet summer layout. Now, it didn't turn out like I had fully expected because the one journal card I wanted to use like a checklist, it was too wide for the page. So I had to just abandon that. But here is what I wound up doing. So here is the stitching. And then I did sort of like a summer scene. So this was a border that was included. So I put that there. And then there's a lawn chair with a drink and a pool and a hose and a picnic table with a grill and some stuff, and then some little flowers, and then the sun and a dragonfly. I thought it turned out pretty cute. I mean, that's what summer is, right? That's what summer looks like. A lawn chair, a pool, picnic table. So, yeah. What my original plan was, I wasn't going to have the sun or the dragonfly there. There was a journal card that said summer bucket list, and I was going to put stitching, watching movies, reading. I was going to put stuff like that on there. But yeah, it didn't work out. So that's okay. So now, it's right next to the bee page. So it's looking very cute. So I did that. And then my next piece is going to be Primrose Cottage Stitches, another one in their Lindsay Stamp Series, Plant, Grow, Bloom, because I already have like the layout stuff for it and I've already planned to do it. And it uses almost all of the same colors. The only two different colors it uses are 743 for the sun and then 434 for the soil and the plants. But it uses the same greens and the red. But yeah, so I don't know what my next one after this will be. And I definitely need to give it some thought because we are coming up on the Flosstube retreat. Not this week, so 2 weeks from today. 2 weeks from today is the retreat. So I will be going and doing that. So I need to plan some projects to take. Unless I'm going to stitch something large. I don't know. I need to look through my stuff because I have plenty of patterns. I'm thinking of stitching maybe one of the Lizzie Kate coffee ones, maybe, on the paper. I don't know. I'll have to look through my stuff once I'm done this and get a plan. But today's junk journal entry, what am I saying? The unfuck yourself entry. It's okay to read this and get inspired. What's not okay is doing nothing with that inspiration. Like I said, I listen to, Steve Harvey. I listen to different motivational, inspirational things in the morning when I'm getting ready. And today, Steve Harvey was talking about, you can write stuff down all day long, but if you don't ever execute any of it, what good is it? Absolutely. I mean, yeah, you got to... You got to put some steps in motion, right? Okay, we are going to read a small miracle story because I absolutely love them so very much. Let's see how long this one is. 3 pages. Okay. The eminent psychiatrist Carl Jung, is it Jung? I'm going to say Jung because I don't know, had a lifelong interest in coincidences, an interest that was stimulated in part by his experiences during his therapeutic work with patients. In one such example, he was treating a 50-year-old man whose wife had told him that following the deaths of both her mother and grandmother, a flock of birds had suddenly appeared outside the windows of the death chamber. Now, a little side story. When we had to get Layla put to sleep, for a solid week after that, every single time I went outside, I saw a butterfly. And it hit me that I'm a firm believer in that things can be reincarnated and all that. So I always attribute that when I see a butterfly, especially around our house, that it's her. And Bill and he was weeding the flower garden and I was just sitting out there. No, I wasn't helping. He loves to do that stuff. Let him do it, right? And a butterfly was flying around us. And I'm like, hi, Layla. And he looked at me and I said, you know, that's Layla. Like, yeah, I firmly believe that. Okay. So Jung's treatment of the man's neurosis was successful, and he was about to terminate the therapy when the patient suddenly began complaining about physical symptoms. Although the patient didn't appear to be in any imminent danger, some intuition led Jung to believe that the man was suffering from heart disease, and he immediately sent him to a specialist for a thorough checkup. After an extensive examination, the physician declared the man to be in good health and wrote a note to Jung advising him of his diagnosis. On his way home from seeing the specialist, the man collapsed in the street. And he was brought home, as he was brought home dying, his wife was already in a high state of anxiety because shortly after her husband had gone to the doctor, a huge flock of birds had alighted on their house. Oh no! Remembering that in the past their sudden arrival had heralded the deaths of both her mother and grandmother, she naturally feared the worst, a fear that was justified and confirmed. In a second instance of coincidence involving a patient, Jung was treating an extremely resistant woman with whom he was unable to achieve any meaningful breakthrough. The difficulty lay in the fact that the patient, the beneficiary of an excellent education and a woman totally dominated by an implacably rationalistic spirit, thought she knew more than everyone else. Don't we all know someone like that? Jung hoped fervently for an irrational and unexpected episode to occur that would pierce her intellectual armor. One day, the woman was in the middle of reciting an odd dream to him, a dream in which she was given a costly piece of jewelry, a golden scarab, which is a scarab is a beetle, when he heard a gentle tapping at the window. Turning around, Jung saw a strange-looking insect knocking against the window pane from the outside. He opened the window and caught the creature as it flew in. It was a scarabaeid beetle, an insect whose gold-green color makes it closely resemble that of a golden scarab. Jung handed the beetle to the patient with these words, "Here is your scarab." Can you imagine? Years later, when he presented the case to other therapists, he noted that this startling coincidence had achieved what he himself had been unable to accomplish. It had broken down the patient's intellectual resistance and resulted in successful therapy. But nothing quite like this has ever happened to me before or since, he declared. So many other startling stories of coincidence were brought to Jung's attention during his lifetime that he dedicated enormous time and energy to studying this phenomenon and coined a term to describe it. The term is synchronicity, a word common in our parlance today, which is defined as meaningful coincidence of two or more events where something other than the probability of chance is involved. Yeah, I mean, there are things that happen all the time, right? That are coincidences like that. And it's amazing. I just find them utterly, utterly amazing. Okay. I hope you guys are all having a great Thursday. When I come back tomorrow, I will have new hair. So fingers fucking crossed, because I can't. I gotta find somebody that I can stick with. I have to. Please say a prayer. Yeah. So, as always, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section below, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing and spending about 10 minutes of your time with me today. and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.